All right, sir, you are live. You may begin.
Okay, I call this meeting to order, the airport meeting, Calvert City.
Aye.
Let's see.
Do we need a list of the board members not here today?
Go ahead. Yeah, we have members present are Mr. King, Mr. Sandifer, Mr. Lyles, Mr. Travis, and Doc's in there too. So we've got four members present. No, actually got 5 members present. So we're in good shape. We've got a quorum, sir.
Ready to move on to the approval of meetings for the previous meeting.
Good.
I'll make a motion to accept the meeting minutes from the last meeting.
Is there a second?
I do.
Dr. Hawkins.
Very well. Mr. Ward, would you like to give us an update of the airport?
Yes, sir. We still have just one vacancy. Revenues for the airport stand at $81,818.70 year to date. We had budgeted $97,500 for the year. So we're getting closer to that. We've actually had some good fuel sales this last week, but we've actually had to get more LL 100 because we actually were down, and so we put 2,400 gallons in. So, but we are selling some fuel. We actually sold some jet fuel, but again, our prices had to go up, so that created issues. Well, that actually slowed down. We were way low compared to everybody else, but this last price hike that changed things around a little bit. We're back in more competitive with everybody. Right now, our avgas is at $6.35 a gallon, and our jet's at $5.80. That matches. That's matching. Well, the jet's matching Mayfield, and the avgas is right now. With the last we bought, it's going to be right at $6 a gallon for what we just purchased. So that's not a big markup. Our expenses year to date right now are right at $59,000, $58,918.60 to be exact. That does not include the fuel purchase, but it looks like we're going to come in right at our budget amount. If it's any more, it'll be because of the fuel and possibly some mowing costs which have gone up. But again, our revenues are exceeding what we're spending so far. So that's kind of where we stand at this point.
We may have discussed this, but have we looked into potential discount prices for purchases in excess of certain amounts or certain amounts throughout a certain period of time as a way to incentivize fuel prices?
Well, actually, we had been running prices lower than a lot of other people, simply because it's been so long since we got the fuel that just recently we've gone up. And so the issue gets into is we're winding up spending more money on the fuel than we're actually recouping. So that's the reason we had to come up. And I really didn't raise up the prices a whole heck of a lot. We could actually play with the jet fuel a little bit, but right now the latest prices of jet fuel, give me just a quick second, I'll give you the latest pricing per gallon before delivery charges for jet fuel is 481. Avgas is 596, and that's before delivery charges, a gallon. So we would have a little bit, it's only $1, less than $1 on jet and about 35 cents on avgas. So we're not making a lot on those. So
What is the transport company that is making those deliveries between us and Mayfield? Do you have that off the top of your head?
not in front of me, no, it's a split. If we get it, if we split with Mayfield, basically we're splitting the delivery charge. If we get it all, if we just get a short load, then we have to pay for the full delivery charge.
Right.
As long as we can split with Mayfield, we can split that cost. That actually benefits us. Carrie, do you remember? It's been a while, I know, since we actually looked at one of those. So do you remember what the last charge was?
No, I do not.
Okay, all right. But that brings it up. Seems like 10 to 15 cents, maybe not that much, but somewhere around 10 cents, I think it is, per gallon on the delivery charge. I'd have to go back and do some digging to find out, but I will and let you know what that is.
Okay. Any more updates to go over?
That's all I have as far as that goes. I don't have all our folks from Hanson here this evening. But we're still moving forward with our environmental and other items for the fencing and for, I think, the IFR. We may have hit a little snag with FAA as far as one of the prerequisites, but we're actually working with the state to help to see if we can get that straightened out. I can't remember exactly what that was, but I know that the FAA disagreed with, I think, part of the procedure, even though it was like pre-approved. And so they were backing up on it, but both the state and Hanson feel like, we were moving in the right direction and kind of have a disagreement, but we're not being vehement about it right now. So with their decision on the IFR setup, I'm afraid what happens if they don't change their mind, that it may push the IFR approach back a year. And that's what we're trying to avoid.
If it does push it back, are we still able to make the necessary tree cuttings this season?
That's what I'm hoping for. Part of this is some prerequisite stuff, but yeah, I hope that's something we can still move forward with. That's what we're trying to shoot for. And I don't think that was part of the issue, was the cutting of the trees. There was something else, and I'm not sure what exactly that was. I can't remember. There was some kind of a study of some sort. I'm not sure what the study was. I don't know that it was the environmental on that one, but because I thought the environmental, I don't know if they can use the same environmental for the fence as they can the IFR approach. I don't know if that had to be separate or if it could be the same. I wish that he was here to actually get in with it. I'll try to find out exactly what that is, and I'll send you all a note. I'll let you know what that is.
Yeah, I would just be curious if that's something we're gonna want Hanson to square away with the FAA to move forward with, or if that's something on our side.
Well, that's definitely something Hanson and the state are working on. So they're actually working to make that move, to help that move forward. So they're already working on that. So let's see here. And that's really all I've got right now as far as that goes. Budget, we've already talked about budget. Nothing's really changing in the budget from what we had talked about last time. Did we actually go over did we go over that? I thought we did. Maybe we're not.
I think we spent more time on the capital projects, if
All
I'm
right.
not mistaken.
Let me go back in here right quick. This is probably a good idea that I had this state in here. All right. Really, for the airport, expenditures. Airport's budget for this year is 105,000. It's up 25,000 from last year. A lot of that has to do with fuel cost and other utility costs, phone and communications went up, heating went up, and then fuel costs went up. So those are the biggest points of that. Let me get down here and see if there's anything else. We actually budgeted $5,000 to put conference room furniture in for the terminal. And motor fuel and lubricant, we changed, that's our fuel cost. We changed it 39,000 from 30. Dues and subscriptions, we've upped them. Let's see what else. Actually, we actually added dues and subscription, $2,000 to that one. Mowing has gone from 26,000 to 35,000 a year. Communication postage, which is our phone bill, is gone. We've taken it to 4,000 from 1,000. Utilities, we upped it another 1,000 to 6,000. Maintenance and repairs staying the same. We brought down professional and technical services because a lot of those are covered by the funds that we have through the FAA money and the BIL, and which is the bipartisan infrastructure legislation. A lot of those projects are being handled through those funds, and those will actually include the engineering fees as well. And then advertising, duplication, and printing. That has to do with our ForeFlight, AirNav, and the different publications that we advertise in. We've increased it to 3,000 from 1,000. So therefore that's your big change. That went from 80,000 to 105,000. Departmental expenses, we took up 20,000, and then for the office equipment for the conference room, we put another 5,000 in there. As far at this point in time, the wildlife fence is still on the agenda, but again, that's coming from funds that comes through the state on our behalf. That's because the owner is the state, not the city, and so therefore the funds go to the state, and the city and the state expends them on our behalf based on our capital improvement projects, our ACIP.
Is that fence the next major project on the agenda for us?
For which we have funding, yes.
And when are we looking to start that project?
They're talking, right now they're doing the paperwork and doing the environmental, so they're talking about later this summer. It would be in our in this fiscal year that we're talking about, 22, 23.
Is that job something that we more or less bid out for the materials and labor? Or is that something we leave in the hands of Hanson?
Hanson will go ahead and do all that for us.
Okay.
They're in charge of doing all that kind of process.
Fair enough. Any other updates we need to go over?
I'm sorry.
Is there any more updates we need to discuss?
I don't have anything. I know Greg came in. Greg, do you have anything that you need to bring before the airport board, sir?
No,
Okay.
no, I'll get caught up. I'll have Bruce catch me up when we're finished. Not much going on.
Okay.
John went through the budget, we're good.
Okay.
We got a little issue with the FFA on the IFR system,
Oh,
but Hanson's trying to work through that. That could delay it up to a year potentially. And still working on the environmental project and the fencing.
okay.
And then John's to follow up with us on
IFR.
IFR detail. What
Yes.
the specific issue it is that's causing that delay.
The feds have inspected and don't like the proposal or don't like the work or don't like what?
It's FAA and there's a disagreement between FAA and KDA and Hanson about whether or not we should be doing a specific review. They don't think that it's time yet. They think that other things need to be taken care of first. So
Oh.
Hanson and KDA are still working to get that, try to change your mind on that. So,
And then their report budget's 105,000 for upcoming year. I believe I've got everything covered.
Pretty good.
Yep.
You can do it faster than John can.
I could.
You should do my minutes for me.
I guess the only thing left was, and I don't have anything else, is if anybody else has something that they would like to discuss or bring before the board while we're here.
I wasn't able to make the last meeting, but I was just looking in regards to the gentleman wanting the remote control jet group. Is that something that can happen? And what about the flight training instruction? Is that something that can happen as well? I saw it says they would require a 135.
I know they gave the approval, the council gave the approval, and so did the board on the training. They're okay with that for the flight training. And then let's see, what was it? The other one was,
Yeah, I think you understood.
what was the first one again, Bruce?
That was about the remote control jet group that wanted to have a weekend long remote jet event.
As far as I know, I've not heard anything back from them. I think they left it open that they were welcome to do something. We just needed to make sure that we could,
Cover it.
do a notum on it so that the pilots would know that was going on, but I've not heard anything else back from them otherwise.
Gotcha. But the flight training has been approved by the council.
Yes,
Cool. Thank you.
you're welcome.
Has Frank or whatever his name was that's gonna do the flight training, has that lease agreement been run by him yet? Or that amendment to the lease agreement?
I'd have to ask Glenda. I have not seen it.
Okay, it's
I
prepared.
want to say he came in and signed it, but I think Glenda's got it.
Okay,
Carrie, do you remember that? I remember him coming in. I think he came in and signed that.
I think he did.
Yeah, I think so. I think both the mayor and he signed it, and I think Glenda's got it.
Okay, is there any new business to discuss?
I have none, sir. Not at this time, anyway.
Is there anything else anyone would like to discuss before we adjourn? What is the date for the next meeting?
Our next meeting would be in July, be the second Tuesday of July at 4:00. Every odd numbered month, second Tuesday, 4:00.
Okay, and I apologize for not being there in person. I'll make more of an effort. We lost a manager up in Louisville, so I'm having to help out up here for this week.
It worked.
Okay. You get a motion to adjourn this meeting?
So move.
Okay, meeting adjourned. Thank you, guys.